Have you ever been to a place that just felt like, this is it? Like when you've been looking for a puzzle piece for a long time and you finally found it? This city felt like that. We didn't have to force anything. It just fit. 600 years a conqueror named Timur set out to build the most beautiful city on earth. And some would argue he pulled it off. This is Samarkand. While the domes and tilework exceeded our expectations, the things that surprised us the most are older than Timur himself and have nothing to do with architecture. Samarkand also happens to be the birthplace of Elena's father, so this is the part of the trip that goes deeper than just tourism. We went way off the beaten path to find his childhood home and much more. For 1,000 years, Samarkand was a major hub of the Silk Road, where caravans traded silk, spices, and ideas. And as we found out, a secret worth killing for. But first we had to find our hotel room.
What's this?
Imron.
Imron.
This was our first big city on our tour of Uzbekistan, and there was definitely a change in vibe. But it was nice to see what hadn't changed was the clean streets and the kind hospitality. Like many of the places we stayed, our hotel really wasn't a hotel, it was somebody's home. The crayon drawings on the wall very much confirm that. And while it's laid out like a hotel, the hospitality makes you feel more like a guest than a customer. This is Registan Square, probably one of the most popular destinations in all of Uzbekistan. We got up early to try and beat the crowds, only to find it closed. So we decided to have some tea and wait. But there is one way you can get in early, and that's by hiring a private photographer. There's small shops inside with traditional clothing that you can rent and have a professional photographer take pictures. If you pay this, they'll let you in early. It's a cool idea, and we liked seeing so many people play dress up and have a good time. Registan, which means the sandy place in Persian, was the beating heart of the city. A public square for markets and proclamations, and sometimes the occasional execution. 3 madrasahs box it in. The oldest one was built by Ulugh Beg in the 1420s. Across from it stands Sher-Dor. You can see above the arch tigers chasing deer beneath a rising sun with a human face. Islamic art almost never shows living creatures. But fortunately for us, the builders broke the rules and they got away with it. And the third one is called Tilya-Kori, or the gilded one. The tile work and gilding is some of the most beautiful I have ever seen in my entire life. I was left without words while we were there, so I'll do the same here and let the craftsmanship speak for itself. One of the things that we didn't know about Registan is that it's a living museum. There are still active events happening there to this day, and we were lucky enough to be there during one of them. There was a graduation going on, so we stuck around to take pictures of history in the making. The girls that were graduating were happy to pose for the cameras and later asked us to send them our pictures, which of course we did.
Brava! Bravissima!
Dove siamo noi? Si può capire dove siamo? Dov'è l'ingresso?
biggest surprise in Samarkand wasn't made of gold, it was made of bark. In the year 751, an army from Tang, China met the armies of the Islamic world near the Talas River. China lost, and among the prisoners were men who knew how to make paper, a secret China had guarded for centuries. To save their lives, they gave it up, and Samarkand became the first place in the Muslim world to make paper. Mulberry bark boiled, pounded by a water wheel, pressed and dried in the sun. No bleach, which is why a sheet of Samarkand paper can last 400 years, where ordinary paper barely lasts 50. The craft died out in the 1800s. Then, two brothers spent 10 years figuring out how to bring it back.
После сушки вот она, из тутовника. Потом ее полируют. Сюда. Либо рог животных, либо ракушками, листьями, каждый лист. Вот таким образом шлифует. И она становится тонкий, лощеный после шлифовки. Если вот можешь попробовать, эту бумагу сегодняшний день миниатюристы используют. Художники, каллиграфы. И на нее печатают Коран. И она очень долго сохраняется. И очень безумно мега.
Forza. See. Oh, don't rip it.
Одну сделаешь, и уже все. Так, я вам половинку оставлю. Вам сколько 10 минут надо? 10 минут нет, целая.
The paper mill was way bigger than we expected, and as we were walking around, enjoying the different sights and displays, we kept running into this same couple in each room, and Elena noticed that they spoke Russian, so eventually she spoke back to them. We found out that their names happened to be Elena and Elena, so now we have 3 Elenas. We couldn't pass up the opportunity, so we decided to continue to talk to them, hang out with them, explore the rest of the paper mill with them, and eventually we sat down and had some tea.
В Италию, да? Обалдеть.
Вот, да.
Demi.
Почти год. So you moved to Italy in May.
Yeah.
В мае прошлого года он переехал, да. То есть мы познакомились в 2023 году. Я к нему ездила, он ко мне ездил.
Samarkand didn't just trade goods, it traded ideas. Remember Ulugh Beg, who built the first madrasa? He was Timur's grandson, and he preferred to be an astronomer rather than a king. On this hill, he built a giant observatory, with the sextant the height of a 6-story building carved straight into the bedrock. With it, he was able to calculate the length of a year to within about a minute of what we know today. After Ulugh Beg was murdered in 1449, the whole thing was torn down. It stayed lost for centuries until a Russian archaeologist rediscovered the buried ark in 1908.
Quindi penso che questo, vedi, è fondamento rotondo, è quello che è rimasta. E questo è solo l'ingresso che è rimasto, la parte sottoterra. Tutto quello che era sopra non lo so se è stato distrutto o mai costruito. Penso costruito. Quindi adesso andiamo a vedere solo la parte. Vabbè, si vede tipo così.
Using this amazing tool, Ulugh Beg was able to map over 1,000 stars, 200 years before the telescope was invented. They call this place Shah-i-Zinda, the living king, and legend says that the cousin of the Prophet Muhammad was beheaded here for his faith. Then he calmly picked up his own head and climbed into a well where he lives to this day. As a result of that legend, this necropolis has become one of the most important pilgrim sites in all of Central Asia. some of the mausoleums look like they're being currently restored, and others look like they're trying to be left exactly as they were hundreds of years ago. Each mausoleum is unique and its own impressive work of art. It never got old seeing how amazing these places were. Just outside of Samarkand is a place called the Eternal City. It's a place that was purpose-built as part of a huge Silk Road Samarkand resort called the Silk Road. The whole idea in building this place was to capture the country in one place. It was completed in 2022, and when you're walking through, you'll see recreations of Samarkand, Bukhara, Khiva, and more. As these are recreations of places like Khiva and Bukhara, where we were just at, we didn't really stay too long as we had just seen some of the things that they're showing here in real life. Having said that, it was still worthwhile to walk around and enjoy the vibe of this modern Eternal City. But what we really came to this area for was a fountain show at the end of a long canal. But before we got there, we saw a dance party going on and we had to stop and see. Good vibes all around. After the dance party, we made our way down the canal with a beautiful view of the sunset. And as we saw all throughout Uzbekistan, people were cleaning. I was super impressed with how much the Uzbek people take care of public spaces. We walked a long way to finally reach this fountain show. And fortunately for us, we were not disappointed. Every city we visited in Uzbekistan has its own bazaar, and this is the Siab Bazaar. It's the oldest and biggest market in Samarkand. It's busy and full and loud just like all the other ones, and I loved it. You can pretty much find everything here: clothes, food, spices, fruit, fresh, dried, it doesn't matter. It's all here. Sweets. And after walking through all these food markets, we started to get hungry. So we stopped to get some street food.
All right, we stopped to get a quick appetizer. We've been walking around all day. We didn't really eat breakfast. It is almost 3 o'clock and we've just been on our feet. So we're gonna get lunch here in a second, but we stopped to get a little appetizer called Pirashki. Yeah, it was exactly 3,000 soom, which is not very much. How much is 3,000 soom?
I know.
It's a few cents.
One euro is 14,000.
14,000. So this is about 8 or 9 cents. No, I don't know. It doesn't matter. Okay. So this is 3,000 soom.
Big potato.
And you can get it with meat or with just potatoes, and we got it with potatoes. Fried bread and potatoes. Delicious. Delicious appetizer.
Whether street food or fancy restaurants, I loved the food in Uzbekistan. I'm not really the foodie type who likes to try really exotic things, and Uzbekistan was the perfect place for me to enjoy food, because many of their meals consist of meat, bread, and potatoes, and I love all three of those things very much. Of course, you can find salads and healthy options, but we were only there for 9 days, so I enjoyed as much of it as I could.
Last thing we visited in Samarkand is tomb of Amir Timur, Tamerlane.
Yeah, and it's amazing because this was on our list today, but we ended up doing other things and just exploring, and we decided to skip this. And we're like, we're done. We've been walking all day. We were tired, and we actually went back to the room. I started falling asleep. Ellen was like, it was like 10 o'clock, and she was like, you want to go out? And I was like, all right, fine. Let's just go for a walk. And we ended up coming here, and it's so funny. And this is one of the things I love about travel. This was the last thing that we did today. We weren't going to do it. There's nobody in there. And ended up being the best thing. This is my favorite thing that we visited in Samarkand. Registan is amazing. All these other places are awesome. I'm not diminishing them. It's just this one was the most fantastic. So I'm so glad that we did that. Add this to your list if you're coming here. Registan is probably the most popular, but come here. And remember, you can come here at night. So that's what we did on accident, and there's nobody in there. Now it looks like there's going to be, or it sounds like there's people coming, but we got lucky. And I got to watch it and look at it by ourselves. So.
Yes, I would like to say, because Registan you kind of expect to something huge, beautiful, amazing. Here, okay, tomb.
Yeah, we had no expectations.
So beautiful, yes.
We weren't even going to go in. We thought it was under construction, and the guy, we paid, we got in. It was very informal and awesome. Elena's father was born in Samarkand, but he grew up in a small town about 200 kilometers away. We had a train to catch later that evening, so the most efficient way to get there was to hire a private driver. The long drive was nice because it gave us an opportunity to see a different part of Uzbekistan. We told the driver that we were looking for the place where Elena's father grew up, and he tried his best to help us. He stopped multiple times to ask locals if they recognized the area he was raised in. With no luck, we decided to roam around the streets on our own to see if Elena recognized anything from her childhood.
Какой мог быть в стороне? Да, там мой папа жил. Это был... Да? То есть после милиции? До милиции на этой стороне или на той? С той стороны, да, улицы? То есть дома уже не будет. Да.
So the man that Elena spoke to said there was a part of the town where just the Russians lived during the USSR, and he pointed us in that direction, but we weren't able to find the exact address. But Elena did remember a train station when she came here when she was real young, so we went there to see what we could find.
So my dad grew up in this little town, Ziadin, and we are searching his house where he spent his childhood, and we discovered this street doesn't exist anymore. We asked several people. Our driver asked different people. Now I saw a man who lives here, and he said, yes, this is old street Lenina. But unfortunately, I think house of my dad doesn't exist anymore because they built a new houses. So yeah.
Yeah, that was a while ago in the USSR. So we wanted to come and explore, you know, part of her history and see what we could find. And to me, this is cool. I like coming way off the beaten path. It's funny because when you're in a touristy area, okay, maybe you get some looks. But when you come to a place that's not touristy at all, at least out here, everybody looks at you like you have two heads. So it's always funny to me. But the nice thing is that people here are super friendly. So regardless of the stares, they're still kind.
We searched for a bit longer, but we were on a time crunch because we had a long drive back to the train station in Samarkand. So eventually, we made our way back to our driver and went to get lunch before we ran out of time. He made us laugh because he took us to this super fancy restaurant that we did not feel properly dressed for, only to find out that this was for a wedding. So we went downstairs and ate where it was a little bit less formal, but still nice. While we were eating, Elena noticed that one of our microphones was missing. We went back to the car to see if we could find it, but it wasn't there. And again, our driver went out of his way to take us back to the last place we remember having it. And when people saw that we were looking for something, they stopped and offered to help. Eventually, the police even came out to see if they could help us find it. And it's just another testament to how kind the people are to stop what they're doing to help two strangers find something. Which, unfortunately, we never did. We'd like to say a special thanks to Ruslan, our driver, for taking good care of us. The last kindness he offered us before he took us to the train station was to give us flags of Uzbekistan. The reason is because I was looking to buy an Uzbek flag to take home as a souvenir. And for whatever reason, I could not find them anywhere. In all 4 cities we went to, I could not find a flag. So he took his off his dashboard and he gave it to us. What else can I say? The people here are amazing. Samarkand is a special place. In just 2.5 days, we packed in so much, and really we could have done a lot more. One thing we really loved seeing was just how many local tourists were here. Samarkand isn't just a destination for foreigners. Uzbek families come from all over the country to visit these sites too. And there's something really special about watching people take so much pride in their own history. Thanks again for joining us on this amazing journey through Uzbekistan. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, please like and subscribe and join us for our last stop in Uzbekistan, Tashkent.